The heat was increasing as the day progressed, and we unknowingly got into the trance of walking. We kept walking, walking, and walking. This was we in the past, walking into a jungle covering many kilometers to have a glimpse of a waterfall. We felt like owning a vehicle that could take us into the wilderness, traveling on any terrain without complaints. We were clear on the features we needed in a vehicle. One with a four-wheel drive with an adequate ground clearance and a powerful DI engine, particularly with enough power and torque to pull and climb over obstacles. After intensive research and countless hours spending scrolling through listings, we found the right seller. At this point, my friend became a proud owner of a Force Gurkha BS3 with a DI engine, and it, for us, was hitting the bullseye. Built like a beast, it stands tall and unshaken, a true embodiment of raw masculinity. After visually inspecting the vehicle, we took it for a test drive across various terrains to identify any unusual issues requiring immediate attention. Our focus was primarily on the moving parts and the components that held them securely. The uneven, bumpy mud road was ideal to identify any issues with the suspension. The entire area was filled with the rumble of the DI engine sound. Kind of felt like it belonged to surroundings like these. As we picked up speed, the suspension went to work, absorbing bumps and dips with its leaf spring suspension at the rear and independent setup up front. Every jolt and vibration was analyzed, every crick and clunk noted. A few minutes in, we deliberately hit some deeper ruts, trying to identify any unwanted noises or stiffness. With the test complete, based on our observations, we decided to have the vehicle greased and then have a few minor suspension components replaced. The tie rods had to be replaced to mitigate enormous play in the steering wheel. Surprisingly, the parts were cheap, which was one of the reasons for us to buy this vehicle. Needless to say, as you can see the expertise, we were seeing theory in action, that is, in practical. The underbody was thoroughly washed before the chassis and exposed metal were sprayed with oil to create a protective barrier, preventing moisture from reaching the metal. After thoroughly spraying the underbody, it was time to grease the moving parts like the suspension, steering and drivetrain components. It was a bit difficult because the tips of the greasing points got clogged with dirt and debris. Nevertheless, they were skilled enough to get through it. We then took it for a deep cleaning, both inside and outside. After taking care of few basic components and cleaning, we had to buy some new shoes. All-terrain, of course. We then gradually moved our focus to fixing the minor exterior elements. This variant of the Gurkha came with a soft top, and the side mounting clips were rusted and deteriorated. It was tough to find stock mounting clips, so we had to have it custom made. After an enormous effort, the skilled craftsman was able to shake off the corroded stock mounting clip. Needless to say, the time it took to make a mounting clip was much greater than the one to remove. Once the custom-made soft-top mounting clip was ready, it was easy for them to fix it and then slide the end of the tarp into it. After that, the front bumper mounting points required slight adjustments to prevent movement in the bumper. A couple of days later, it was noticed that the wiper reservoir had a leak. It wouldn't hold water. A little inspection revealed that the water hose that ran from the water motor had a cut. Looking at the cut, it was apparent that it wasn't a mere result of wear and tear. It was concerning to know that a rodent nibbled on the hose, and I wanted to confirm that it wasn't nesting by the reservoir or other insulated elements. A huge sigh of relief, not finding any traces of nesting. As for the water system, the motor was in working condition and the hose needed to be replaced. The general servicing revealed an oil leak, so it needed a thorough examination. The tappet cover gasket seemed to be leaking, so we had to get it checked and replaced. The bonnet hinges were rusted and broken, so they had to be fixed. We worked on less tedious things like clearing the power flow contact points on the hood indicator post while they fixed the tappet cover. Everything seemed good at this point, but we had to watch for potential oil leaks. The wiper movement was clumsy even after cranking it to full speed. We got its components checked to identify the problem. Before replacing the wiper motor, we decided to adjust the wiper arms and replace worn-out components. As the wiper motor was moving wiper arms at different speeds, replacing the intermittent relay was a good decision. There was a slight improvement, but it was not significant. We decided to replace the wiper motor, but at a later time. We knocked off major issues and set out for an adventure. We drove by the fields, hills and plain lands. The torquey DI engine clawed and crawled, making it a light work of what seemed like an impossible climb. As the vehicle moved through the fields, it resembled a crown. The rear-wheel drive did all the work. We didn't have to engage the four-wheel drive. The vehicle's performance exceeded our expectations. It ran as if this road was nothing. At this point, it was evident that our decision to buy this vehicle was accurate. We hope to go on many adventures and take you all along. See you in my next video. Until then, take care.